What's up, everyone? It's
Okay.
me, Arthur. I'm here with my co-host, Alonzo, DJ Zobe, and we're
Hey,
back with another episode of Everything Always Works Out podcast.
yes indeed. ETAWO.
ETAWO, baby, we're back.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but we are back. We're trying to be more consistent. So yeah, I mean, a lot of things have been happening in the world.
I know.
A lot of stuff like we're California's back on lockdown again.
Yep, back to phase one,
Uh,
son.
yeah. So what have you been up to personally, Arthur? Like, what's eating habits, sleeping patterns? What's going on in
So,
your life?
I mean, like last time, I don't know. I don't think we touched on it on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But once
Mm-hmm.
quarantine started happening, but my personally, my sleep schedule's already fucked up. I usually stay up till like maybe 2 or 3, and then I would go to
Mm-hmm.
bed and then wake up at around like 10 or 9 a.m. Normally when I was
Mm-hmm.
working and stuff. But now with
Mm-hmm.
quarantine, like even last night, I stood up crazy enough till like 7 in the morning, and then I slept and I woke up at like 11:30. So my sleep schedule has
Mm.
been like in the very beginning, because I remember we were talking. I was staying up
Yeah.
like back to back to back to back to back every night, like staying up till it's morning, then passing out. But I recently
Yeah, I
fixed my
was
sleep
like
schedule a
that
little
too.
bit. Last night I just
Yeah.
I stood up a little too late, I guess, because I normally fix it
Hmm.
because over the course of the weekend it was my birthday and I'm celebrating with friends and family.
Yeah, we were talking about our sleep schedules. Yeah, mine's kind of similar to yours, like especially during that I think it was either May, like when the riots start breaking out, and
Uh-huh.
then especially that one night when the night after the or during the night of the riots, and then people were coming into Chinatown, like along our Grant Street. I just couldn't sleep, and then it's from there I just had the rest of the month I was trying to fix my sleep schedule. So I was up to damn, like 5 or 6 in the morning, and then I would sleep. Sometimes maybe even a little later, and then like 7 sometimes,
Mhm.
and then I'd sleep, and then I'll wake up like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, evening, close to the evening. But yeah, uh, lately it's been a little bit better for me. Like, one or two
That's
in the
good.
morning. We just yeah, and then sometimes I'm like if I have some conversations with people, I'm staying up to catch up with some friends. Then I'll still be sleeping like maybe like 3 or 4 or something like that.
Mhm.
But then I'm getting a little bit better sleep. The quality of sleep is a little bit better. Like I don't wake up all like how like you get really good rest. Like you wake up, you don't feel all super groggy and like just out of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like
I
I hate that's what I was feeling like during that month period, trying to fix my sleep schedule.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Going
I think
back.
it also kind of affected my like I guess you could say like mental health a little bit, like feel a little down, depressed a little bit, with everything going on around in the world, and then you're just like, damn, like it doesn't seem bright, the future doesn't seem bright type
I
of thing,
know.
and
Can't be
you just
thinking
want
like
to
that.
sleep,
Yeah.
right? You just want to sleep until it's over, type of feeling.
I mean, for going back to me because I cut out earlier.
Hmm. Yeah.
I was staying up pretty late because obviously I've been streaming and
Hmm.
been staying up pretty late. Starting stream at like 7 p.m. and ending around like 3 or 4, which is pretty long. Um, but recently I purchased a face eye mask for to cover your eyes. So I just
Oh, okay.
I saw it on an ad on Instagram, and I was like,
Right. That's where we all find stuff right
yeah. So I
now.
saw it, and
Little
I
ads.
saw it on my Instagram ads, and I was like, you know what? I kind of do need that. Maybe let me try it out. And I'll be honest with you, it's actually really helped improve my sleep. I've been getting
Hmm.
better REM sleep and deep sleep when I'm
Nice.
going to sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
like even though like last night I stood up pretty late went to bed at like 7. I was just playing mobile games on my phone. Cause like,
Mm.
funny enough, during this time during quarantine, I feel like I haven't been doing as much as I feel like I could be. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been streaming, doing stuff with my buddy Craig and the boys. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I see what other people are quote unquote doing during this quarantine, I feel like maybe I'm not doing enough. Like, I feel like there is a lot of times in the part of my day where I'm like laying on my bed just casually looking through Instagram or looking up stuff like how to improve my stream and stuff, or the stream. And instead I like this during this whole quarantine, I know a lot of people been binge watching shows and stuff, and I honestly haven't,
Same.
and I haven't been doing that. Crazy enough, normally
Huh.
I, before all of this, I've been like, oh, I really want to watch some shows and stuff when I was working. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
most of the time when I was working, it was work, get home, stream, sleep, repeat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
You had like a schedule. You had like a somewhere to be at, and then a time that you get off. Like it's regimented. It's like a predictable thing. But now
mhm,
it's like you're kind of left to your own devices. No, I understand. I in the same position. Like earlier, I was just talking to one of my coworkers back at the
mhm,
club, and she was just asking me like, how are you passing your time? And it made me. She's like, you don't have to answer me right now. Just take your time, enjoy your day.
mhm.
And then I texted her back, and I was like, I was just kind of going through it. Well, I start binge watch. I've been binge watching shows, but then I've started to get into anime.
What shows have you
Like
been binge watching before anime, though? If you don't mind me asking.
uh, actually, shows wise, like the typical like everybody was on that Tiger King, and
Yeah, yeah.
what other things like what else did I see? Like little documentaries they have on Netflix.
Okay.
Some of the comedy specials, like what's his name? Jeremy Yang had a special out. I checked that out.
Mhm.
Dave Chappelle, of course,
Yeah.
and a few other people like that. Just um, yeah. So yeah, those are the kind of things I was watching, and then I was just like, hey, you know what? I've like back in college days, like in the 2000s, like my homegirl,
Mhm.
Christina, shouts out to her. She gave me a recommendation for some meditation apps because I told her I couldn't sleep. I had the insomnia.
Mhm.
But I kind of figured out my own way, like I tried a little bit of it, the meditation sleep thing. It was kind of cool. But Naruto was something she recommended for me to watch a long, long time ago, back in the 2000s. I guess this is like when the show was actually still on, like on TV, not like streaming service yet. And I just kind of put it off because I didn't really have time. I was just DJing and all other stuff. So I kind of put it off. But now that I have all this time, I was like, okay, why not? Let me go down the Naruto wormhole. And now
Mhm.
I'm on like the fifth season. I took a little breather. I was like, let me savor some moments and like do other things, do
Mhm.
little chores around the house, and keep myself busy other ways. Um, so yeah, I kind of took a breather on that. Um, but probably after we finish recording, I might get right back into it.
That's fucking funny that you're watching anime, man. Um,
Right.
it's funny that if you think about it,
Hmm.
a couple months ago, everyone was everything about Tiger King, but the
Hmm.
machine keeps rolling. Now we're on to what is it? What is everyone talking about now? Just I don't know.
Unsolved mysteries. I
Unsolved
heard that's one.
mysteries. Yeah.
It's new. I thought it was like reruns or
Oh
something,
no, it
but
was
it's
some new ones.
not.
It was okay to be honest. Like, Craig told me
Yeah.
to check it out. I watched
Uh-huh.
it and I thought it was alright. I think my favorite episode that I
Uh,
liked that I watched with my stepdad and my brother were
I haven't watched it yet, but
there's
yeah.
like an alien one and there's like something about like
Uh,
this family. It's like the
yeah.
episode 4 or 5. But I thought they were
And then I
alright
heard people are solving some of the mysteries or something like that. They're giving out tips to the
to
I don't know,
the police and stuff or investigators.
something like that to the investigators. I saw something on Twitter.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
No, I mean like I mean, the thing that's happening right now, I think, is like what people think that Wayfair's trafficking kids and stuff.
That's the furniture
Yeah, the
company,
furniture company.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we
Yeah.
want to go into that whole tangent about Pizzagate and all that crap right now, but we
Yeah.
can maybe talk about it at another point. But
Right,
I'm
right.
just making it a point that it's crazy
Throwing it
that
out there.
people were obsessed with Tiger King, and now it's.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know what the new show is that everyone's like, loving. Uh, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a specific one right now,
Mm-hmm.
because since May, when all the George Floyd protests start breaking off, like everybody's attention was focused on that, and it
Mm-hmm.
for the most part it still is. There's still a lot of protests going, or it's more marches now, not so much like how it was in the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that's still ongoing. So I don't think people are fully like ready to be captivated by one show. If they are, they're doing like their own personal viewing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. And
Who's your favorite character in Naruto so far?
so far, Kakashi,
Okay, okay.
Kakashi Sensei is cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, the main character's cool. I dig. He's got like redeeming qualities. It's like a, story. He's this outcast character. He's trying to make his way.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool too. But then yeah, Kakashi's dope. I like how he's always wearing the mask. He never
Mm-hmm.
takes it off.
Yeah.
That's cool. Spoiler alert.
You don't need to
Yeah.
do a spoiler alert for fucking Naruto.
No,
If
you know
haven't
why
seen
I said that?
why?
Because I was watching Stevie Weeby with the half Asian chick, dancer chick,
Sheila.
Sheila,
Yeah.
and he was going through some movie, and he totally just like did give a fuck about spoiler alert.
I know. That's Steve.
That's so Stevie Weeby. Yeah.
So you like Kakashi?
Yeah, no.
You like Naruto? No one else? You don't fuck with? I don't know how far into the show is. I don't want to ruin it for you. But
I'm at like the 5th season.
I don't. Do you
Yeah,
know
like
what episode that is? Because for me, there was no. I didn't want. There was like no season. I mean, there were seasons, but there were. I don't know. I was just following in a chronological order.
I'm like halfway through it, basically.
So
like season 5.
So okay, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but like he already like met Gara, I'm assuming, right?
The sand guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
like what's happening right now? Anything with like Orochimaru or anything or?
Orochimaru's in it. Yeah. He claimed Sasuke.
Oh, okay.
Trying to bring him to his side, like kidnapped him.
With the Sound Village? I mean the sound.
The sound ninjas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. So I mean, like,
Yeah. I'm
What's
halfway.
What's the gang doing, dude? Now I know where you're at. So some cool shit's coming. You're gonna be like, oh shit, action.
I'm like episode.
But like, what's happening with the group? Are they doing anything like Naruto and the other people, or what's up? I'm trying to like gauge where you're at specifically.
Let's see. So the curse mark with
Sasuke.
Sasuke, yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
now, was it Orochimaru? His arms are broken, so he can't really do anything about that. But then he can still he's trying to convert Sasuke on his side, basically turn him evil or whatever. So, yeah, I'm at the season 5, episode 4. I just kind of paused it.
Okay. Nice. I mean, what do you like about the show so far? Like, because I know you were a really big anime watcher back in the day when I met you. So to me,
I wasn't. Funny. I mean, like the animes that the few that I watched, like I was when I was growing up. What is it? Well, Dragon Ball Z was out, but I wasn't I didn't quite watch it religiously, so I couldn't quite get the whole storyline, just like little gist here and there. So Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Robotech. That
Okay.
was one. Gundam was out, but it was hard to.
It's kind of hard to follow,
It's
to
like
be honest.
it's hard to follow. It's hard to find the. When I was coming, it was hard to find the material to watch it
Yeah.
because you have to go down to Japantown in the city here and like go to that one store that sells all the videos and stuff, and it's kind of expensive
Yeah, I know what you're
because it's
talking
all
about.
imported material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
Whereas
I know
now
you could
we can
stream
go
it.
online.
Yeah, I know back then you
Right,
had to,
right.
you had to know people and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that was the thing. So yeah, the era I came up, and then yeah, Naruto was happening when I was like in my college years, I guess you can say,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit after college. Um, what else? Wait, what was the question again?
I
What
was
other
I was saying
animes?
no, I'm like, what do you like about the show? Because like I know you like
Oh, about
yeah,
Naruto.
like what
I
was
like the
appealing to you besides
story.
that your friend recommended to you, you know.
I like how the story. It's like about how this kid's an outcast, and then he's like rising above and like fulfilling his potential because then he's got the 12, was it the 12 tails fox or six tail
It's
fox,
the nine tail fox.
9 tail fox. Whoops, I added extra tails.
It's okay. Its name is
But yeah, so
Kuruma, I
he's got
believe.
this thing, and then the other character, his rival, also has he has his hidden powers too, right? So
Yeah.
they're both struggling, with these like hidden things that make them outcasts. Like
Yeah, I was about
they
to
both.
spoil something, so I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
don't.
yeah. I was gonna say something. I was
Just
like,
leave it.
yeah,
Don't. Don't. But yeah, so that's what so far that's what's keeping me in the story, like following the storyline and like um and I'm watching this like in the English dubs. I know there's like a big thing about like, do you watch the dubs or the subs? I'm
Wait.
like,
You're watching it dubbed?
yeah, because I don't freaking understand
This
Japanese.
fool doesn't want to fucking read subtitles. Oh my god.
But no, the reason why I didn't want to read the subtitles, because I did like halfway through up to season 5. At some point, it started to not make sense. The translations didn't match what was happening.
Oh my god.
So I was like,
how are you
screw
watching
this.
Naruto on? What the fuck? Crunchyroll or something?
No, not Crunchyroll. This is on Netflix. The Netflix translations, like at some point, it starts to like be out of sync.
That's
And
not
I just
good.
noticed is like this is not quite matching up. So I was like, I'll just turn it off. I'm just gonna let it go with the dubs. I mean, it can't be too far off.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say anything. It's not too bad. I
Don't
guess.
say anything. Don't judge.
I'm not.
I know
I'm not
it's a thing.
judging. I'm trying
I know
not
there's
to
an
judge.
anime judging thing about like, oh, it's about do you watch the subs or do you read the dubs or
Like I'm not
that
gonna.
whole
I'm not
thing?
gonna judge you because like I watch Dragon Ball Z dubbed and subbed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, dude, I don't know Japanese.
Okay,
So
sure.
what's I know there's, and then I just saw something on my Facebook about Naruto. Some Japanese guys are like, the Japanese that is used in Naruto
Mhm.
isn't actually quite correct Japanese too or something. He's like saying it's like that's not how regular there's certain words or certain what is it, emphasis, exclamation phrases or whatever that's not used in common language. So I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. I'm not. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with dubs, like the English dubs. That's whatever's. Yeah,
That's all good. That's
I'm
all good.
okay.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
right.
like for me,
It's however
yeah.
you want to watch it, and however you want to enjoy it. That's perfectly fine.
It isn't, but it's
Yeah.
okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Yeah.
you. I think you'll like it, and I hope after you finish Naruto, I hope that you
Mm-hmm.
continue on to Shippuden. And you
Right.
can see,
That's the part when he becomes that's the teenage years or
yeah.
something, right?
I hope you. I hope you watch that because, some people argue that the original Naruto is way better than Shippuden, and
Mm,
I might maybe
okay.
agree with them,
hmm
but I don't want to spoil anything. But like, I think it's really good, like
Okay.
conclusion to like Naruto.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Is it kind of like how, like Avatar and then the Legends of Korra? Some people are like the
no,
original
no.
Avatar.
First off, I just want to say this: Avatar: The Last
Uh-huh.
Airbender, phenomenal show. Big fan
Right.
of that show. Legend of
Right.
Korra, in my opinion, I thought it wasn't that good. honestly.
Didn't live up to
Like, I didn't think
the
it was
previous.
bad, but like
Mhm.
in my mind, people might be like, "Oh, you're a hater" or whatever. Like, I
Mhm.
just thought like Korra wasn't that great.
Mhm.
I get like, did you watch the show or no? Because I don't want to do
I
like
have
a whole
not
bunch of.
watched the show, but I've seen clips and
Okay.
stuff. So it's like she's
But have you watched
cool.
regular Avatar?
I've watched regular
That
Avatar.
shit's so
Yeah,
good, man.
it was. Yeah,
So good.
that was
Uncle
epic.
Iroh. Oh my god,
Yeah.
favorite character. But
Yeah.
I just wish, to be honest, like they did like how they do in Naruto, like where like it's them
Mhm.
older and like
Mhm.
you know
Yeah, that's another thing I liked about Naruto is there's a progression. Like they start off as one age group, and then it's slowly, like you kind of see it
yeah, because
developing.
you grow with the characters and stuff. I mean, like
Uh-huh.
some people can hate on Naruto because there's so many episodes. There's gonna be filler
Uh-huh.
episodes. A lot of times there's
Right.
like episodes where they're not really doing anything. But I mean, I think the story overall for just original Naruto is pretty decent. It's not. I mean, see, the
Mhm.
thing is, there's people who watch anime and they like shit on it because it's a shonen anime, and it's
Mhm.
basically like it's like a big anime where like, there's a manga, there's gonna be a lot of merch
Mhm.
for it, and
Mhm.
there's gonna be a lot of episodes, and it's like publicly televised, in Japan a lot. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
It's not one of the
It's
independent,
not
the
like
indie.
it's not like one of those niche animes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's so many different kind of animes now, that people
Right.
watch. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, like recently, the most recent show that I was watching, which is I believe it's the manga for it is not Japanese, it's Korean,
Mm.
but it blew up. I could be wrong. Whoever's listening to this, but it's called Tower of God, and that show like I thought it was gonna be really good, and there was a lot of hype for it. Like I haven't, like I
Uh-huh.
said earlier, I haven't really been watching shows. So I was watching with my little brother Gavin,
Mhm.
excuse me, and it wasn't good. It was like slow, so slow, and the pacing for the story was just
Mhm.
fucking bad.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in terms of anime, I think like there's a lot of good shows with actually like really good writing and stuff. Like
Mhm.
after you're done with Naruto and stuff, like there's a lot of animes that I could recommend to you
The
that.
one you recommended, I remember you told me in another off podcast conversation.
Mm.
You said something called psychopaths
Yeah,
or something like
Psychopaths.
that.
There's two
Yeah.
seasons and a movie. And
Mhm.
it's pretty good. Basically,
Mhm.
to use an analogy, to like not spoil the whole show, just imagine like
Mhm.
how like in China right now, how like they have a system how they like judge people whether they're good, like their psyche. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're good or
Mhm.
bad. Like imagine like if you and me had a score out of 100, right? And
Yeah.
depending on the choices you make every day, your score goes up and down. And it's kind of
Mhm.
like a Black Mirror episode, like that episode where like you
The
want to
the
have a good
social
like.
credit.
Yeah, so it's basically like that, the social credit kind of.
Mhm.
But just imagine the cops, right? So obviously there's a lot of stuff happening with the cops today. But imagine a cop today, right, had a gun, right, but they can only
Mhm.
pull the trigger if the gun allows them to pull the trigger. And
Mhm.
basically, like how you can scan someone for their temperature. It has a
Mhm.
scanner like that, but the scanner is scanning you. So imagine I'm pointing the gun at you, right, and it scans you,
Mhm.
and it has a range between 1 to 100,
Mhm.
depending on if your psyche's good, like your mental health,
Mhm.
like if you're violent
Mhm.
or do you have like ill intent, and
Mhm.
depending on like what level you are, the gun will change into a mode where if you do shoot the gun, it's only gonna like stun you or like not kill you. You know what I'm saying? But it's still gonna hurt.
Mhm.
And then if you're at a higher number, then it's just gonna be like, psh, you're dead.
Mhm.
So just imagine that like a cop's like pointing the gun at you, and then this is all through technology and stuff. But I don't want to
Mhm.
spoil it. But let's just say like, what if the scanner's wrong? What if you're not a bad person? Like what if you're not
And
doing anything wrong?
it shoots you or kills a
Or
person.
like it gives the police officer or the person holding a gun the ability to kill you, even
Mhm.
though your mental state's good, you're not thinking about murdering people or doing arson or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's the gist of it,
Yeah.
without trying to spoil it.
So it's kind of like a Minority Report,
A little bit. I mean, I
like how
definitely
they can
yeah.
tell crime and stuff ahead of times, and then it
Kinda.
makes a mistake, something like that.
So that's
Okay.
that's the issue with that. It's a really good
Sounds
anime.
interesting. Yeah.
It's really interesting.
You've sold me. You've sold me.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
definitely want you to check it out.
Add it to the list.
Please watch it in Japanese. Do not watch it.
Okay. No, if the subtitling and all that information, if it's
Don't worry.
if it's correct,
I'll give you a website that's not Netflix, because it's not gonna be on Netflix.
right. Because then I only turned it off and just went straight dubs because, like, things are not matching up, or it didn't seem like.
Oh no. Netflix has known issues with that before, because I've watched the show with my brother, and like, you know how like when
I'm talking about.
Like when someone dubs something, right, for a Japanese anime, they dub it so like when the person's talking, the audio still, it's like it's in sync with their mouth when it's moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it can definitely irk you when it's not, especially when you're reading subtitles. You're just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, the words are matching with the sounds. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psycho-Pass is really good. I mean, just in terms for everyone, if you want to know, like, what I've been watching. I've only just been watching One Piece. I've been reading One Piece, and then Tower of God was the latest thing that I watched. And then
One Piece, not One Punch.
No, One Punch is decent.
Okay.
It's another shonen. Same with One Piece.
Yeah.
One Piece is. If you start watching One Piece, I'll laugh. You got a long way to catch up. It's over 800 episodes.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've invested in that series. There's no way I'm quitting that show. I'm trying to see it till the end, bro. That story's pretty good too. Honestly, like if you like Naruto, I think you would like
One Piece.
One Piece, yeah.
Okay.
I would just like, there's a guide that I would give you though, because there's episodes you need to skip because there's a lot of filler. But it's it's good. It gets really good. Like, I've cried watching that show.
Oh, okay.
Because you get attached to characters and stuff. I mean, I rarely cry in anime. You know, I mean, I've seen some sad shit. You know, the writing's pretty good.
Right.
But yeah.
Wow. Didn't expect to talk about anime, but hey,
it's cool.
we're just like checking up.
I'm trying to get back into watching shows. Like after this, like I keep like I've been saying, like with all this time we've been having, like I tell myself I want to watch something, but I end up just like laying in my bed, you know, not doing anything.
Right.
But I hope tonight, you know, I'm probably gonna try, or tomorrow I'm gonna check out that 30 for 30. You know, is it Move Like Water or Be Like Water? The Bruce Lee.
Be Water.
Be Water. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Be Water.
And then I think I am.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think I am gonna check out The Last Dance as well. I wanted to watch it, when it was happening in real time. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm.
You mean when everybody else was watching it and buzzing about it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like the biggest, you know, basketball fan. I don't know if you are.
Right.
But like for anyone wondering, you know, me personally, I'm a pretty casual fan when it comes to sports. The only sport that I'm like, I'm not gonna say I know my shit, but I'm not a casual, is MMA. You know what I'm saying? Specifically UFC. I mean, you already know. I'm like watching, like tomorrow.
Right,
there's a UFC. I'm gonna be busy. I'm watching UFC tomorrow.
You put me on to, so I tell you, I've always told you to put me on to like the big ones, like, and you put me on to some of the bigger fights.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, because I love MMA. It's just so interesting. Like, anything can happen, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that shit. I love that stuff.
But no, like, yeah, Jordan, he's like a big figure in sports, so, you know, it's interesting to know a little bit of, you know, I mean, I grew up in the time that he was around.
Yeah, like
I was like,
like.
I was aware of who he was and the
Mhm.
shoes,
But you weren't like a super
but
big
there,
fan, were you? Or no?
right, there are people who are super into it and all that stuff. Like I can't say that I am. Like I do have I do rock Jordans.
Hey, let's talk about shoes for a sec. So you grew up at
Uh,
that time, and
mm-hmm,
you knew he was cool and stuff. I mean,
right,
like I'll bring up someone we know mutually. Like when you were growing
mm-hmm,
up, like when you were with sci-fi, like or
mm-hmm,
let me just say this: when Michael Jordan was around, when you with the people you were hanging out with in your friend group, were they like,
mm-hmm.
oh man, Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls, or like, you know what I'm saying, or
Um,
like how like
no,
the fandom for Michael Jordan is so huge now, right?
right.
And the
I
early
think if you lived in Chicago during that time period, and you're a Bulls fan, obviously, because it's a city. Unless you had some other teams, because there are those outliers in certain cities. Like I got a friend who's like, we grew up in the city, and he's like city kid, but he's somehow a Cowboys fan in terms of football.
Mhm.
But anyways, back to that. Was he from my friend group? What I observed back in the '90s, '80s,
Because you
'90s.
know how like everyone loves Michael Jordan. They love the Jordan brand.
Right.
They love
I
the
mean, yeah.
shoes. They always
I
tout him
think.
as the GOAT and everything. I'm not saying he isn't or isn't, but you know
All
what I'm
right.
saying.
I didn't see too many people rocking Jordans out here in San Francisco, like me personally. But I'm sure
When you
people,
were a kid.
but people did, yeah, people did rock like Nike basketball shoes. They were huge.
Mm-hmm.
And just like trainers, the running shoes, Air Maxes, those are big. Um,
Because like you grew up in what late 80s or
I was
90s.
born in '83,
Okay.
so like I was like like elementary, starting like '88,
Mm-hmm.
'89. Yeah, through the '90s kid.
So what was big back then?
Um,
It was what Nikes, Adidas, Reebok, or like what?
uh,
Like when you were in middle school and high school, like what were people rocking? You're like, oh, and what were you
there's a lot
rocking?
of
Like what was your
there's a
guys'
lot
niche
of
fashion
there's a
in the
lot of
city?
Nikes. Yeah, there's a lot of Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see. I don't think I saw Jordan brand shoes on anybody personally. Maybe they had them in their collection, but they didn't rock them out
At
because
school.
somebody might try to steal it
Mm-hmm.
and try to jack you for it, possibly. Um, I'm trying to think. Did I see a? There might have been a few, but it wasn't as big as like how it is right now. Like you see, uh, everybody got rocking the J's and stuff like that. I mean, there were people. I'm just like you're asking me about specifically like when I was coming up,
Yeah, like
San
in your
Francisco wise.
like in your youth, you know what
All,
I'm saying? Like what were
right.
kids
Also, I
in
was like,
your times wearing in middle school and stuff?
yeah, yeah. Not Nike definitely was a brand. Adidas, yeah, you did see Adidas like shell toes, but
Mm-hmm.
not as much. Fila,
Any Converse?
case. Uh, I saw Converse more when I started getting into high school. People
Okay.
were not really rocking them in middle school. Converse, Fila.
Like in your immediate friend group, what were you rocking? Like
Hmm.
when did you get into shoes? Like when did you care about like, oh, I care about what's on my feet, or it's just like, oh,
I
my
couldn't
parent,
actually,
yeah.
to be honest, like I actually never, I didn't get. Well, Adidas was a brand that my parents would, if you're talking about brand name shoes, that's
Mm-hmm.
something that my parents would buy for me because the pricing. I mean, contrary to what people think about now, the Yeezys and stuff like that. Back in the days, you only had the standard, just a couple of sneaker models, the classic models, right? Your Stan Smiths, your superstars, that kind of stuff, and they're fairly affordable, still under that $100 mark, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was mainly rocking, like
Okay.
Adidas and Puma. Yeah, Puma.
Nice. Was
I was
Vans a
an
big thing
Adidas
back then or not yet? They weren't established. I'm trying to think.
big. Which one?
Vans.
Stan Smiths.
No, Vans. Vans. VANS.
Vans. If you were a skater, I think. Yeah, if you were in the skate scene,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, you would be. Yeah, that they were popular amongst the skaters.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
so was Adidas. Adidas was kind of like it kind of like moved into different circles. And I think Nike later on with the SB, right? SB Dunks
Mm-hmm.
started to make our ways with the skater. Yeah. But yeah, in Jordans, did see some Jordans. I wouldn't say it was like like a majority of people in my school, my middle school, was rocking Jordans. I definitely
Okay.
saw like other basketball shoes like Pippins and pennies. Those I actually now that before the COVID hit, I finally was like, oh, I'm gonna pull the trigger. And I got me a pair of Pippins. Was it
Nice.
Pippins or pennies? One of those. Yeah. Actually, I got both. I got the Pippins and the
Oh, okay,
pennies.
okay. We got a baller here, chat.
No, 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 no. That was like before, when when the bag was still coming in.
Okay, okay, sure, bro. Just kidding.
But yeah, you know what they say. It's like I was saying earlier, like my parents couldn't really afford all the other stuff, so they just got what they could afford for me. Adidas and Puma was like in the price point.
Mhm.
Uh, so now that once I got older, was making my own money, then I was like, okay, let me recapture my youth
So,
and
would
get the
you
things that I couldn't afford.
would you
Huh?
say like when did you start getting into like shoes just in general? Like, would you say like it was like end of high school and early college for you? Like you're actively like started fucking with shoes, like heavily.
I would say
Because I would say
after
I would say
college.
like right now, like knowing you, you're pretty like I know you're into shoes, you're into what you're wearing and
Mhm.
stuff and caring. So after
Right.
college, you got into
I
shoes.
would say after college, yeah. Like once I graduated in 2006,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started to well, not technically '05 because this whenever when I started working retail. I had a retail job at Macy's
Okay.
downtown San Francisco, so I got that employee discount, right?
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
the first I was like, all right, I'm gonna get me a pair. This was like when the Jordan 4s Mars Blackman with the little Spike Lee logo on the thing
Oh,
that
those are
came
clean.
out.
Those are clean.
You're right. So that's actually my first pair of Jordans that I bought,
Wow.
and I used those things when they came out. We were at the store at Macy's. We were all surprised. This other cat named Walter, he works in the shoe department. I was a stock guy,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, we were like, dude, we didn't know like this. Like we thought this was only for like Nike Town, those kind of
Yeah, like a
stores
Nike
accounts, not
Town
Macy's.
or like a shoe. I don't
But
know if you guys are.
somehow,
Yeah.
right, somehow it made it way to our store. So everybody starts stashing it and hiding it in certain areas in the inventory, the storage room.
Mm-hmm.
And we were waiting for like the friends and family holiday season, and then we bust them joints back out and then ring them up.
Nice.
So I got them for like pretty cheap, like yeah, like 100 something.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, I think I might have posted a picture. But yeah, yeah, one of these days I'll bust them out.
You still have them?
You know, I still have them. Yeah,
Are they cracked?
still have them.
Are they pretty good?
Actually, pretty decent condition. Yeah,
Nice.
surprisingly. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Um, what is it? Yeah, that was like '05, '06, I think, something like that. Yeah, when I was started working at Macy's. So yeah, when I started having a retail job is when I actually started to pay attention about my fashion again.
Mm-hmm,
Like, um, what is it? LRG was a big Echo was a big brand
mm-hmm.
when I
Nice.
was working at Macy's. Yeah, so I was too bad when I moved to where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go through all my stuff. I got rid of so much LRG.
Damn, that's so rare.
Yeah, I didn't get rid of all. I just got rid of the ones that look like, oh shit, like I haven't worn this in a while. It looks like it's damaged or something like that. But I
Like,
kept like
wait,
my choice pieces.
like,
Like I got this one. Uh, you might have seen me wear it before.
uh,
But it's like a brown LRG zip up track jacket,
I think
and
I've
it's
seen you wear it once.
brown,
Yeah.
and it's like it has like a cream design with a seagull or a pigeon or something.
Dude, they
It's a
had some. They
seagull.
had some. Like, okay, let's talk about me for a second. Sorry,
Hmm.
sorry, but so in
Okay.
middle school, for where I grew up, mostly everyone was wearing Vans because it's like Vans are really cheap and affordable to get.
Cheap.
Especially
Right.
like so, like in middle school, everyone was wearing Vans. I mean, I was wearing Vans. Um,
Hmm.
I would say
I got some Vans too
mhm.
now.
um, there was maybe like one or two people in middle school that was growing up with that had like they were like into shoes and stuff, and it was my boy
Hmm.
Brian. If you're listening, I remember he had like the Tiffany's. He was the dude that had all the cool shit, man.
Oh, I remember the
I was like,
Tiffany's.
and then like he had like Tiffany's, and then I think it was my
Yeah.
other boy
This Filipino cat had it
my other boy Marvin,
in
who
my
yeah
class.
Filipino cat. I think he had like the De La Souls,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I think
Nice.
MF Doom. Yeah, that's when that shit was happening. They were on it,
Right.
and I was still
That's when people are lining, they're like camping out for that
yeah,
kind of stuff
and that's when
still.
I was
Yeah.
not really familiar with shoes. Like I would say
Hmm.
before I didn't care. I would say it was maybe like
Yeah.
seventh grade when I started kind of caring about what I wore and stuff. Because I was following
Hmm.
like everyone like you're in school and then you see what everyone else is wearing and stuff. And you're like, oh, I want to have that, or that looks cool. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You follow the trend. So like back
Right.
then, it would be like it's funny looking back how I dressed, but I would wear like Abercrombie and Fitch, um,
Uh-huh.
Aeropostale Hollister. I'd wear
Uh-huh.
Vans. I'd wear like those
Uh-huh.
dress shirts and shit. But like after
Yeah.
seventh grade, that's when my style started switching up, and I was wearing a lot of LRG. I would go shopping
Mm.
at Zoomies to get my
Mm.
clothes. So I was started wearing a lot of skater stuff.
Yeah.
So I was wearing a lot of Vans. Like I wish I still had them, but um,
Uh-huh.
my favorite pair of Vans were it's that skater. What's his name? It starts with an H. He's Japanese.
Uh,
Hosoi.
a toy,
Hosoi.
a shoy,
I'm
hoshi.
yes. Someone right now is listening and they're like, "You're butchering his name," but they'll know what I'm talking about. But
Right. Yeah.
I would
You can
yeah.
make leave it in the comments.
But it was like eighth grade when I started wearing started really wearing Nikes and
Mhm.
Jordans. Like I
Mhm.
started wearing Dunks a lot after eighth
Mhm.
grade, and then the very first pair of Jordans I got were my uncle gifted it to me, and it was when they
Mhm.
had like a Jordan like collab or something. I can't remember what it was, but it came in this really big like elaborate box, and like each box it
Mhm.
would come with two pairs of Jordans, and
Oh wow.
the each number for the pair of Jordans it would equal
Uh-huh.
23. So the ones that I got were the pair. I got a pair of Jordan 4s
Uh-huh.
and then a pair of Jordan 19s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember getting that. I was like, "Yo, this is like." I knew that shit was expensive. I mean, I still have them today. The Jordan 4s.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big
Nice.
dude, and those
Right.
4s still fit me, but they're like really really tight. I think they're like a size 7.5.
Oh, that's my size.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
But they held up well. They're
Hmm.
dope. I mean, the Jordan
Yeah.
4s are probably my favorite Jordans. Um,
Right.
yeah.
Same. It's in there. Oh, it's the first one I purchased with my own money.
Oh, the 4s.
Um.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Those fours. Uh. What is it? But yeah, I was just the LRG jacket. I just found it right now. It's in my room.
Really?
But Chris Brown wore in that video "Run It"
Run it, run
or
it.
excuse me, Run It, Run It. Yeah, he's doing a little
It's
dance.
the brown LRG like kind of like two-tone track jacket, right? From trying to remember.
Right, and it has like a bird,
Yeah, that's
like
fucking clean.
right.
You have
Yeah,
the
I remember
matching
when I was
sweats.
wearing that, I was getting so many looks.
You have the matching sweats with
Because
too.
no, I don't have the bottom,
Oh,
but
dude, you know
I was
bottom.
getting some looks and then I was like, oh shit, this is that Chris Brown video, huh?
Uh-huh.
This is before he started hitting Rihanna, all that.
Hitting Rihanna, Jesus Christ. Not
You
funny,
know,
by not funny, by the way. We don't condone, domestic violence. Yeah.
domestic violence. Yeah, we're not laughing. We're laughing because it's
It's a long
so
time
long
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Not saying it was
Yeah.
okay, but
Nope.
I mean, what I've been honestly rocking now, I'm such an Adidas fanboy now.
Hey, you know me.
I'm
I gotta
rocking.
put the Adidas
I'm
too.
rocking Ultra Boost. I'm rocking.
That's my daily. That's my
Those are
daily.
yeah, I got my Ultra Boost 3.0 or whatever, the Chinese New Year
Okay.
ones. I got some EQTs. I barely have, like, I don't wear any Nikes anymore. Maybe it's because I jumped on that bandwagon, but I don't give a fuck, dude.
Uh-huh.
Like, Adidas are really comfortable.
They are. I mean, like they're, like I said, they're my dailies. Like I got Ultra Boost. I
Hmm.
got some Solar Boost I found at Ross.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I rock them all the
and I got
time.
some the top tens, the high tens, the Star Wars joints, the
Hmm.
Obi ones. I got that.
Sick.
But I don't wear that one too often. It's mainly Ultra Boost. Like I just stick my foot in and I can just go do my
Hmm.
essential shopping
Yeah, because I have
and run
Ultra
back
Boost,
home.
I have NMDs. I mean, you saw I have those Aaron Kai ones that are, they're called, I
Mhm,
think it's called AM4s or whatever. They have like
mhm.
little,
Is
like,
that the Aaron Kai one that you?
yeah. I have Aaron
Mhm,
Kai one. I mean, I don't know if I showed
mhm,
you the picture, but I copped another one. It's the same silhouette for the same shoe for the Aaron Kai's, but it's
mhm.
it's like a three tone, like camo, where it's like green, orange, and blue camo. It looks kind of cool. I mean,
Nice.
I called them because they were on sale and they had my size. I
Mm,
mean, don't get me wrong. There are Nikes that I do want to get. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
hmm.
not necessarily
Right.
Nikes, but Jordans. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
obviously, with the culture of shoes, it's hard to get Jordans sometimes because of the way, with the raffle system and fucking bots.
Right.
And then
Right.
it's funny that SBs are blowing up again and they're becoming really popular. So
Yeah. It's like certain shoes I guess aren't they go out of style or nobody's hyping them and then
I think you can attribute Travis Scott to bringing back SBs maybe, or he's one of the factors I would say, because
actually they were kind of bubbling before him and then he just added on to
the hype.
the hype. Yeah, because I was hearing things about SB through like what was that Full Size Run podcast and all the other like little like hype beast type of
Blogs and websites. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
right, yeah, they were talking about SBs already. um what else? Damn, now we're now we're on some hype beast sneakerhead talk.
Hey, it's all good.
That shit. Hey, so here's the thing.
What's up?
We're speaking of this stuff. The number one accessory to have right now is
A face mask?
face masks. Yeah. I've been, remember before COVID, at least out here in the West,
Mhm.
in the US and Europe or wherever, like people didn't like if you were rocking the face mask, they're like, oh, that's a hype beast or that's some kind of weird person or whatever, right? Is they didn't really like, take you seriously or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But now it's like you can walk around, you're encouraged to wear a mask. So
Yeah.
like I've been, I got that one mask that I was rocking, right?
Mhm.
The little demon, the Japanese demon one. And
Yeah.
then I actually found another. The website that I use is called Omaju,
Oh, okay.
omaju.com. They do a really good job. Shouts out to them, man. Omaju US. It's
Sponsor
kind of a
us.
wee. It's kind of a like a anime type of brand.
Yeah, where they
But
kind
you
of have
remember
like
how I told
they have like a samurai. They have the thing with the
right?
nose, the
They have
demon.
all the different kinds of anime related type face
How's the
masks.
quality of the masks? Like the
It's pretty
fabric,
good. The
breathable.
fit breathable, the fit is good. Like if you want extra protection, you can put on the regular a medical mask underneath it if you want that extra protection.
Hmm.
But yeah, I found. Remember, you were like, "Hey, you should have gotten the one with the Tengu demon,
I
the one with the
know.
long nose." So they actually re-released it, and I just got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. That's how. By the way, chat. I mean, not chat. I mean,
Uh-huh.
viewers. Sorry, or listeners. I'm like thinking on stream right now. Dude, when I met Alonzo, the Tegu was his shit, bro. That was his mask.
That's what. Right.
That's how that's what I have him under my phone, dude, with a little emoji.
Right. That's everybody throwing back to episode 1 of our podcast, DVDSA talk. Um, everybody had a little emoji. Some people had the be like be happy. Shouts out to her. And then my emoji was the Tengu, the long nosed demon mask emoji.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm so glad. I was like when I saw the restock and then it popped up. I'm like click. I'm put it on the card.
Hell
I'll pay
yeah.
for it later. Yeah. So I got that, and then I actually have two more masks on the way. I got a Hyro mask coming in,
Ooh, okay.
hieroglyphics,
Okay, okay.
and then a Wu Tang one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
new masks I got were I got a 3 pack of Adidas masks.
Oh, I heard about those. How are those?
They're comfortable. I like them. I like that it really covers your nose. Cause
Okay.
you know how like not like you know how like some of the other masks where it covers
Mm-hmm.
your nose, but it's not technically
Mm-hmm.
shaped to do that kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like
All
it's
right.
just a rectangle cloth, and then you're like
Mm-hmm.
putting it above your nose, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of more breathable. But like at least with the
Mm-hmm.
Adidas ones, it looks like I'm kind of like Scorpion or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or Sub Zero, where like it's really
Oh,
like really on top of
yeah.
your nose and your thing. The only complaint I would say with those, or it's not really a complaint, it's because you and me are people who wear eyeglasses, where it can fog up sometimes.
Oh, I do wear my eyeglasses, so I
Yeah.
know what you mean. It can
I'm
put
not saying it's like a big occurrence. It just depends how the way I'm
right.
breathing and where I'm at
Yeah.
when I'm wearing a mask.
There's a technique I forget. Somebody shared it with me on Facebook, but there's a way you can wear the mask, face mask, so that you don't get the fog. I gotta look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, it's there's a way to work around that to make it like so you don't fog up your glasses. But yeah, like who would have thought like we all be wearing face masks like
I mean, like I
and then
don't
you can make it fashionable too,
like I don't have
you
an
know?
issue with right. Like it's super
Same.
normalized in Asia. It's like when people were wearing it, it was either for a fashion statement or it was like you
Mhm.
have like a cold or a cough, right?
Pollution.
Or you have a cold or a cough, right? And pollution too.
Yeah.
And it's
Because
just
it
you being
especially in
common. It was
China.
basically common courtesy for others so you don't get others sick.
Right.
And
Right.
I like I'm not trying to get political or anything. You and me
Uh-huh.
live in
It's
California.
not political. It should be a
It
political
shouldn't
issue.
even be a political issue. Like what's the big deal?
Yeah.
It's a cloth over your mouth, right? What?
Right.
It's stupid. Like what's the big fucking deal? You get to look like fucking ninja. You know what I'm saying?
I take looking like a ninja over anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I'm like so. I'm kind of like it's the one silver lining in this whole pandemic is like oh I get to look like a ninja and nobody's gonna say something weird or I can go to the bank and I have a face mask on. Like when was that ever okay? Right before
Yeah.
COVID.
I'm pulling
If you
up.
did that before
Yeah.
COVID, even if you're like a high piece or whatever, you still had to take that thing off, or they think you're trying to rob the bank or something, or they'd be like looking at you like, "What's going on?"
Right?
Yeah, and that's another like like let's say like since we have like all the police brutality stuff, like I remember in the early days when the mask thing was coming out, and people were telling people to wear masks. Like a lot of black folks were saying like, I don't know if that's a good idea for me because then what happens if the cops,
Yeah.
they think I'm up to something. I'm already, there's already so much like stigma. Now it's like, oh, like, and then now all this other stuff started to happen, George Floyd and stuff,
I mean,
so
just imagine if the U.S. was,
mhm.
more
Mass friendly.
mask friendly. Maybe
Uh-huh.
we might have flattened the curve. Hey, by the way, I mean, I don't know anything. I don't know the facts. I don't got the answers. But I
Uh-huh.
mean,
What you heard some things.
no, no, no. All I'm saying is like, what's the big deal of wearing a mask? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know.
You mean the argument against the mask?
Yeah, like so if someone could like, why it's bad to wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? Because like people
I don't know if
saying,
they're saying it's bad per se. Like I'm just like going off what I've observed, like all the countless videos of people, all the Karens at the supermarkets and stuff
yeah, yeah,
making a big
yeah,
tantrum.
making a
Like,
tantrum, yeah.
what is it? They keep saying it's like infringing on their freedom and stuff
That
like
makes
that.
zero
But they
fucking
never say
sense.
anything about like some kind of I think there was this one chick at the Whole Foods or at a Whole Foods or something like that. She was saying like, I have like a medical condition. That's something that they throw out. Like my doctor says I shouldn't,
That's
whatever.
that's
Like,
full of shit, bro.
right. Yeah.
Like
That's bullshit.
get the fuck out of here with that crap.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. It's like, it's weird in our country, people make a big deal out of the mask. When other countries is like, they got other things to worry about.
I know.
Yeah.
We're so spoiled and first
Yeah.
world problems. But
Right.
fucking, what was I gonna say? But yeah, Zobe, you know what's crazy? So over this past week, I was with Craig and I wasn't with him, but you know, we were listening to
Talking.
we had a live reaction on Sunday to the Ubisoft Ford reveal, and they were showing new games. I don't know if you heard of the game Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming out, and they're having another game, Far Cry 6. I can't remember, why am I blanking out on his name, but the actor from Breaking Bad and Mandalorian, he's gonna be the main villain.
The John Espakit.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce his last name.
You know the thing.
He was literally, speaking of Mars Blackman, like throwback, like that dude from Breaking Bad in The Mandalorian, he was also in the same movie with the Spike Lee movie back in the days, the do the right thing. Yeah. Let's make a connection there.
Funny enough,
but yeah,
right?
so these games are coming out.
So it's looking a little lackluster, to be honest, with the games. I mean, the other thing that I'm like really looking forward to, just for the coming weeks, I believe it's starting July 21st to 27th. Xbox will have their big showcase. They're supposed to show Halo and stuff like that.
But production-wise, they're not ready to announce like any kind of like, oh, we're gonna start shipping, because then was it Nintendo's been having problems with their little device, right? It's the production for it's all out or something like that.
Everyone bought a Switch for quarantine, so Nintendo's like, yay, money, finally. Like COVID definitely benefited Nintendo, I'll tell you that. Like the fact that it's sold out for their device, for their console.
I was thinking about it too. I was like, because they have Diablo 3 on there. I was like, I haven't played it.
Damn, you're gonna Diablo? That's crazy. Gamer Zobe.
I was thinking about it. I was like looking online. I'm like, should I? I'm like, nah. Or I saw it on one website, but it didn't look legit, so I didn't.
You gotta be. If you are ever serious, let me know, and I'll help you out. Because it is really hard to get one right now. Everyone's trying to buy one.
Right.
I mean, you know me, I'm just playing Animal Crossing. But going back to games and things that I'm looking forward to for July, it's gonna be a really big, impact for just the gaming industry in general to see what the games are coming for. Because basically, it's 2020 and next gen consoles are coming. Zobe, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And we still don't know how much it's gonna cost. And they're already talking about increasing the price for games from $60 to $70. That's a lot of money.
Oh wow!
So just think about that. You spend $500 on a new console, right? Then $70 for one game, and then let's say you want to get another extra controller, right? That's what, $50-$60. That's a lot of money. That's almost $1,000.
Right.
And let's say you're not someone who was already like. Let's say you were switching from Xbox to PlayStation or vice versa, then you would have to get a new headset. You gotta get a battery pack for your controller, accessories. In terms of like everything with accessories, and then if you have to get their subscription base, you can play online with friends. That's a lot of money, and especially during COVID, because like, are people gonna have money to buy these things?
Right. Like a lot of people are like their incomes got slashed or unemployment, and so it might be tough. Like you don't know if people can afford that kind of stuff. Only like the rich people are still with money can
Yeah,
probably get
like
it.
I'm hoping it's around $500. If it's more than that, then oh
Mhm.
my god, like gonna have to save some
You'd
money
have
to
to
get it.
hold off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know me,
Gotta start on OnlyFans.
starting OnlyFans. Okay.
Uh,
No, but
yeah.
like the Valhalla game, it looked alright. The Ubisoft game, it
Hmm.
looked alright. I mean, what I'm excited to see is Halo. Halo could be make it or
Mm.
break it because when you buy a console, what well, at least what I'm looking for and what I think most people are looking for are the games for the console. And
Hmm.
if your friends are going to be, you know, purchasing the
Able to
purchase,
play with
yeah,
you.
being able to play with you. Unless you're the type of player
Mm.
like my stepdad, where you don't really care about multiplayer, you
Yeah.
care more about single player driven games with story and stuff. That's
Isn't
understandable.
that like Stevie Weeby's kind of like that too? He likes single player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Xbox reveals. I really hope it's not a lackluster, showcase from them.
Hmm.
Especially with
Yeah.
with what happened with them recently. I don't think I talked to you about it, but they got rid of Mixer. That was their streaming platform that they had to compete with YouTube and Twitch,
Oh,
and then they closed down
okay.
all of the Microsoft stores. So yeah,
Yeah.
which
I
is
mean,
huge.
times are different now with COVID. Like,
Hmm.
you know, just every industry has to like take a look at how they've been operating and stuff like that. And like,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this:
Hmm.
in your area, because like recently this weekend, I went out for the first time in a long time, leaving my house, like legit, like in a car
Yeah.
with
Uh-huh.
JR, and we went to the
Uh-huh.
downtown area, and some of the places that are normally there emptied out, sign gone,
Hmm.
and it just says release. So what I'm asking basically, like from your immediate area, when you're going out and about, any stores shut
Hmm.
down, or places you like to visit before, and they're like, damn, they're out of business, or you know.
I've been primarily staying within Chinatown. I haven't even, I mean, I did on one of my patrol nights. I kind of went through past Union Square, so I saw all the carnage, the aftermath of the riots.
Hmm.
Um, but in terms of recently, I have personally I haven't seen in Chinatown wise anything closing down.
Okay, that's
Maybe
good.
they're not like their doors aren't open for whatever reason. Like maybe they're just like trying to like cut on costs or whatever and
Like for
keep their
Chinatown,
doors
is
shut.
it different than like other surrounding areas? At least for like
A
that,
little bit,
like
yeah,
like
because a lot of it
like.
is family businesses.
Oh, okay. That's
So
basically what I'm trying to say. Like for that area,
yeah,
because you know how like it's a long stretch where you're walking up and down the hills for Chinatown, right?
yeah,
And I'm basically what I'm
right.
saying is like, are most of those places just family owned, or is there
Wait,
more?
I did see some stores, like some shops and stuff are cleaned out. Like it looks like they're just up and whatever, like they're done. I did see some, yeah,
Oh, okay, because I'm
like gift shops and things
oh,
of that
oh wow,
nature.
okay. Because obviously that's a touristy spot. I would say it's a
Yeah,
staple for San Francisco to visit if you've never been. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And there's
I
staple
think a
Chinese
garage
spots.
attendee person told me like I forgot he gave me some crazy percentage like over like 50% or something, 60%, like business is gone, he said. Like he's
Oh
like there's
wow.
hardly anybody coming in to park their cars and stuff like that. I mean there's people out and about, but it's like they're not it's not back to pre-COVID,
Mm-hmm.
like the amount of people.
Cause
So
you would, I mean, whenever I would
mhm,
go visit, it's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
right. And still
And
people out there, it's not the same.
but no cool food spots, right? Nothing like you know.
No, nothing cool right now. It's just all the usual spots like doing
Hmm.
takeout delivery.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, after COVID, not some bullshit like magically shows up in Chinatown and like gentrifies
Oh
it.
no. I hope not. Hell no.
Yeah. Hell no. Get that shit out of here.
Hell no. Get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot along that Grant Avenue, the where all the touristy stuff, a lot of those stores are If they're not like selling like produce or herbs or anything of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
they're pretty much closed. Their doors are pretty much shut because
Okay.
there's barely anybody going through there tourist wise.
Mm-hmm.
There still are. I was kind of shocked, especially like when it was like early part of the shelter in place, like early, early on in the March April time period. Like I remember when I was like walking around doing patrols, and I saw like a random couple that looks like a tourist. Like they just don't look like they just they look like out of towners or whatever. They're just going through, taking pictures, taking advantage of like the empty street.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but now it's like Stockton. That's like the main where everybody does their grocery shoppings. That's pretty much the foot traffic is back on that area. But
Okay.
then you step down a block down, and it's like, whoa, it's not quite the same. It's
Well,
not back to
well, we'll
normal.
see what happens in this coming week. Cause how long is this new? Like, we're going back to like phase one of shelter in place shit, right? So like, how
Right.
did Gavin Newsom say how long that shit's gonna last, or he just said, hey, that's what's happening now?
Uh, I didn't see a time frame. He just said shut down. Maybe I gotta look.
Cause you know what? Funny
Yeah,
enough, like the Santa Clara area, like where your barber is and everything. Cause like this coming
they were
week,
about to
they were
open
supposed
up
to open up like barber shops and gyms and
like this
shit.
coming week or
Yeah,
something.
and then Gavin Newsom's like, nope, nope. Nice try,
Yeah,
guys. Nice
but
try.
what is it? The numbers, the COVID cases started to spike up again.
I mean, yeah. It's. I mean, you know what? It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens with schools and stuff for for kids and
Yeah,
stuff going back.
that's the next. We're I was watching something. They're talking about like this whole debate about masks and all this stuff. That's a point of contention. But the next big one is going to be schools.
Cause okay, before we end this
Uh,
episode, let me ask
mhm,
this for the viewers and for yourself. Think about this. Let's say your kid's going back to school right now. Obviously, it's not like a shit ton of kids are getting COVID. They're basically, I wouldn't say they're
mhm.
they're basically immune, or you know they're not
They
catching it massive.
haven't.
It's mostly
Right.
people
They're
above like 18 and above, or
right.
20, early
Right.
20s.
In their 20s and above. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like, oh man, 4-year-old girl or 12-year-old boy with COVID. I mean, it's
Yeah.
possible, but
Yeah.
because just remember this. Imagine if your little kids back in the day, and kids are
Hmm.
defined or whatever, and people are like, you gotta wear a mask. You're gonna be like, no, fuck you, or you're not gonna,
Hmm.
all those kids that aren't gonna wear the mask correctly, or
Hmm.
not covering their nose. Because think about this, right? Let's say kids come back to school, right? Let's say
Hmm.
you social distance, right? The people who are at
Hmm.
most risk aren't the kids. It's gonna be the teachers,
Teachers.
the teacher
Yep.
aides, people that will do security for the school, the gym teachers. Because
Right.
imagine this, right? Even though the kids, you know, whether the morality rate or like them catching it, right, or dying, so COVID is low. Let's just say school's back in session. They're dropping them off. Kids are in class. Then imagine one teacher catches COVID, right? Then what happens? Do you just quarantine
Hmm.
that area, or you shut down all of school? Because just imagine all of the people she would have been in contact with, right? Or like the principal,
Hmm.
or such and such, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or like the
I
lunch lady
mean,
got
LA
COVID,
County,
right?
I think LA County and Santa Clara or San Jose, somewhere South Bay,
Mm-hmm.
I think they already declared that the fall season is going to be all virtual.
Yeah. I mean, it's
They're
gonna
like,
have
we're
to be
not
like
going to
that.
take that risk. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not going to take that risk. I know, like in San Mateo, because one of my Zulus, he's an educator,
Mm-hmm.
and right now he's doing like half virtual, half in person, I think. But
Yeah.
then the samples, the class size is split down. Like it's not the same 30 students or whatever. Now it's like half of that, 15 or even
15,
less.
12. Because the thing about this,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's gonna suck for people who are like seniors or whatever. Because like, imagine this.
Hmm.
Imagine it's high school. You're an athlete,
Hmm.
right? If you're an athlete, you're not
You're
doing
about to
shit. You're
graduate,
you're not doing shit right now, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
no one's gonna
You
be
don't
playing
have,
football.
yeah,
No one's gonna be playing basketball. Your dreams of
can't put that on your
resume,
resume.
right? Like, what's gonna happen for this
Yeah.
next coming quote unquote season? Like, people that want to,
seasons canceled.
yeah, like what's gonna
Uh,
happen? Like for people who want, eventually, go
mm.
to college, then go to NBA or NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that's
I
gonna be
didn't even think that's a
non-existent,
good point.
right?
I didn't think about that because yeah, a
Just
lot of
imagine, just
kids,
imagine all those people who have aspirations to be an athlete, like a legit professional athlete, right? What are they gonna do
right?
during
Or they're using the athletic route to get into
college,
college
right? Now you
too.
now you're gonna have
They're
to
kind of
just,
screwed.
and then just imagine the people who are already in college, right? Now,
Hmm.
like I'm asking one of my buddies who's in college, right? And I'm just like,
Hmm.
imagine you're paying all that money for tuition, right? And then you're just in an online class now. You're not in
Right.
person.
People are,
There's no reason for you to be on campus.
and you're paying full
You're
price.
paying full price, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to be with your teacher, nothing.
Yeah.
And I mean, regardless of what field you're doing, or you're just doing your general studies or whatever, just think about that. You're spending all that money, and then,
Right.
I mean, it is what it is, but like, it
Hmm.
just sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah. And this, yeah, school's gonna be because we're fast approaching the fall, like
Yeah, it's coming.
July, August, like
September.
less than a month almost, like next month, and then it's September.
Yeah, and then you think about this, right? Like, obviously, for all the youth, who has to watch them? Adults. And then what if they get
Yeah.
COVID? What if you're at a daycare, right? Parents need to, go to work and stuff. Who's gonna,
Right.
it's all just like
Watch the
logistics. Yeah,
kids.
it's crazy if you really think about it, like the bigger picture, like how
Yeah.
this virus has affected everything and everyone, and if
Yeah.
things will ever,
Break
go back to normal.
breaking news.
Breaking news. Okay, breaking news.
Breaking news. What is it? There is what's the company? A vaccine. Have you heard about it yet?
No, there's no vaccine right
No.
now.
No, the vaccine isn't out yet, but they're saying one of the vaccine trials
Mm-hmm.
is starting to move to the next phase or something like that. So it's not a guarantee yet. They're just
Yep.
saying like something is in the works.
Oh, okay.
They've tested on people like a small sample size or something, and they're about to move on to the next phase of it. Yeah. What is it called? Moderna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah. It's on the Twitters.
Okay. Okay. I see.
Moderna. Yeah. Man, if I think that's the thing that will really either that or enough like because something just hit me like so let's say there are people that get COVID
Mm-hmm.
and then they heal or they get back they beat COVID, right? So
Yeah.
are they immune?
No, I don't. No, they're not. Because you can
They're
get it
not
again.
immune.
There's
So
people
they're not
who've gotten COVID, kind of beat it, right, and then caught
hmm
it again, and
right.
then you're basically
Oh
dead.
shit. So I brought that up because before we were talking, I was watching something. Brian Callen, right?
Yeah, Brian Callen and
You
Brendan
know,
Schaub got COVID.
they got COVID, and then in their little, was it Callen was like he's like, oh, I'm apologizing. Like, at first I didn't believe this thing. Like I thought it was a joke, or I didn't take it seriously. No, he didn't say it was. He said he didn't take it seriously,
No,
and
well, they didn't
then
take it seriously.
at
I
some.
know they didn't. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but both Brendan
Yeah.
Schaub and Brian Callen, for the past couple of weeks, they've been just shitting on COVID, thinking it's basically like a hoax. Like,
Right.
they're not gonna get it. They'll be fine if they get it. Shit like that.
And then he mentioned in this apology or humbling experience, he was like, "Oh, Brendan Shaw brought up like, oh, but you got COVID already, so you should be immune." I was like, but they didn't. They're like question mark, and then the two other people, the two Asian, I guess they're their assistants or whatever, was like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess yeah. So well, if we do look it up, do your own research, but see if there, the immunity is still questionable at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really know what happens to people who already got the COVID and recovered. Like we don't know if some people seem to have caught it again in
Yeah.
some cases. So yeah, I mean, damn, like a vaccine's got to come out, man. Whenever it comes out, then that's when we know we can really, move more freely.
Yeah. But hey, everyone, thank you for tuning into another episode of Everything Always Works Out podcast with myself,
Mhm.
Arthur, and Alonso. We have our
Yep.
YouTube up finally. It's going to be
Mm.
youtube.com/ETAWO podcast, ETAWO You can follow Alonso on Instagram at instagram.com/DJZOBE1. And you can follow me at Instagram.com/REALARTHURTS. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please check.
Everything always
Yeah,
works out.
everything always works out. And please definitely check out our YouTube. Hit subscribe, and comment and like, and let us know if you'd like to see us do a live episode of Everything Always Works Out podcast on Twitch TV. Our Twitch is coming soon. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, don't forget, we're still on Anchor and Spotify and all the streaming audio sites.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Peace.